In 1923, over 250,000 people clamoured to get inside the Empire Stadium Wembley to see its debut as the new home of English football. With only 100,000 expected, the authorities were totally unprepared for the largest crowd ever witnessed for a cup tie. Remarkably, a solitary, police-mounted white horse managed to disperse the masses to allow the FA Cup final to go ahead. The game itself was a comfortable one for the favourites Bolton against a stubborn second division West Ham side, and despite a pitch covered in debris, they won 2-0. And for David Jack, who scored in every round of the FA Cup that year, the last lap. Stanley Matthews, the most talented winger of his generation, had twice seen his dream of winning the FA Cup fall at the final hurdle. In 1953, with Blackpool trailing 3-1 against Bolton, his wizardry helped turn the game on its head to produce a thrilling 4-3 victory for the Seasiders. After setting up Stan Mortensen to cut Bolton's lead, he went on to create the winner for Bill Perry. At the final whistle, his teammates rushed to congratulate him. And making the famous trip up the Wembley steps, the adulation was his. Receiving his medal from the Queen, the relief was evident on the face of a man who at the age of 38 had finally got his hands on a winner's medal. Stan Mortensen scored a hat-trick for Blackpool that day, but this will always be remembered as the Matthews final. Leeds United had established themselves as one of the elite in the early 70s, but in the fifth round in 1971, they were simply stunned. Fourth Division Colchester United played the match of their lives to incredibly lead 3-0. Ray Crawford had opened the scoring before adding another after a sweeping counter-attack, with Leeds' notorious defence all over the place. Colchester's direct approach rattled the Yorkshiremen all afternoon, and when David Simmons made it 3, delirium set in at Layer Road. Leeds did pull it back to 3-2. Wasn't enough. When people talk of the romance of the FA Cup, there's one goal that always springs to mind. In 1972, First Division Newcastle travelled to non-league Hereford, and no one could have forecast what would happen. Ronnie Radford's rocket ignited scenes of pandemonium as he wrote himself into FA Cup folklore, creating one of the biggest upsets in the history of the game. After going behind, Hereford went on to win 2-1 to send the Geordies crashing out of the FA Cup. The FA Cup isn't always about winning. Bravery in defeat can be just as heroic. When this Brian Talbot goal hit the net in the 1978 semi-final, both he and West Bromwich Albion's John Wile suffered severe cuts to the head. Talbot had to leave the match, but Wile's desire to battle on with a Wembley final to play for shows the importance and inspiration that captivates professional footballers. Not every story has a happy ending though, and John Walk's goal sealed a 3-1 win for Ipswich as fate swung in their direction.